Welcome to the Childish Grown-Up Show, where we treat each episode like your movie theater experience. We catch up with one another, play some games, talk previews, and before you know it, it's time for the feature presentation. So sit tight and enjoy this ride of nostalgia on the Childish Grown-Up Show.
And we are back again for another episode of the Childish Grown-Up Show. It's your favorite time of the week when this drops, getting your nostalgia fix and your film fix all blended in one. I am one of the hosts, Maurice Hunt III, but I'm not alone. I'm here with both my wonderful hosts, Ash Bash, Mia G. Mia G's back in our presence. How y'all ladies doing?
Doing good. I'm sleepy today, y'all. I didn't sleep good last night. My son was up until the wee hours, just like for no reason whatsoever. But I'm feeling good though. Love Island coming on tonight. I'm ready to get some snacks and see what mess I'm in store for.
Oh, yeah?
Is this the UK version?
No, this is USA. Love Island USA.
Is this on Hulu?
Hmm?
Is it on Hulu?
It's on Peacock.
Oh, okay. Because I've been watching the UK, so I got to tap in.
Ooh, girl. Mess.
But I'm doing well. Coming off my birthday, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
On a hiatus right now. So
tell us about it. What's let the stoop kids in a little bit on what does a birthday look like at this big age?
Well, this little age.
Let them know about 40.
Whoa, you're pretty young.
Well, you look good for 40, but I was just like, all right, good.
Hey man, chill out. No, but as you get older, I mean, you always want to celebrate your day, but we went to Louisville. We got on the Sunset Boat. They had like live music on there, and we were trying to search for some restaurants and stuff like that. So it was a kid-free weekend. We had a good time. You always might have some like out-of-town mishaps, like, you don't know where nothing at. You trying to find, downtown is just havoc all the time. And I'm like so glad I wasn't driving, but we had a good time. Good. It was looking cute, so that was, it was great.
Period.
Hey man, that's dope. Shout out to my brother-in-law T as well, man. Making it, y'all doing the joint thing. That's beautiful. I'm glad that you're here another year, stronger, wiser. I guess we could say beautiful. I guess to somebody. No. Beautiful inside and out. So we're glad to you got to celebrate your birthday. Mia G, didn't you have a birthday in your vicinity as well, right?
I did. My little man turned 6 years old.
Oh, how was that?
It was cool. He, as we know, my little man is neurospicy. So he doesn't do like traditional birthday parties. He doesn't really care too much to have people fussing over him like that. So I took him, me and my cousin, we took him and her boys to Jungle Gyms. Do you guys have Jungle Gyms?
I think I heard of Jungle Gyms. Yeah, in Indiana, they do got Jungle Gyms in Indiana.
Okay, so we have here in Cincinnati. And we went to one of our Jungle Gyms, and we just had like a day, like made a day of it. I let him pick out some candy, which I do anytime we go to like a weird store. We picked out like some weird international potato chips. So it was like a weird flavor. And, it just had a fun little day of that and just kind of hung out. And he had a good time.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Okay, well, happy birthday to little mans. Huh? Another year of life. Other side of 5. Oh, man. More life. Y'all, thank y'all again for tuning in, man. Truly, we're appreciative. We got a lot of comments. Y'all know we just did our TGIF episode. Excellent job, of course, Ash, Mia. Thank you for getting out of your comfort zone and sending that. You'll get more comfortable with it. Trust me. The more you do it, you'll get comfortable with your voice and talking to yourself. It'll get more comfortable. Trust me.
Take two. Take two.
Right. Take 3. Let's try this again. But we do got some things from the Stoop Kids. So we don't normally read those on TGIF because we like to kind of get right into it. So there was from a Goofy movie review. I don't know what her name is. Amber Christie. She's a follower of ours, I believe. But she says on the post, she says, I love this movie and the Atlanta TV series documentary on it. Yeah, that was an interesting documentary. Is that the doc you're talking about?
No, okay. So of course the Atlanta one was like a parody.
Okay.
The one that's on Disney Plus is like an actual documentary about the making of the movie. And I meant to send to the group chat, which I'm gonna send it now, but you guys will have to. You might want to put it in. I don't know. I'll send it to you. The video of the Dr. Looney's remedy. So you can watch the actual video that played before the movie. But yeah, also try to watch the documentary if you can.
Okay. All right, yeah, I'm gonna check it out. That's funny because I thought that's what she was referring to. What you referring to? Like, I didn't watch the entire episode of Atlanta with that, but I definitely seen like at least 3/4 of it. I was like, yo, what is going on right now? But yeah, dope. We also heard from we got a new subscriber, a new Stoop kid, Brandon Prather Young. So
that's Juice.
Oh, Juice. Okay. Well, shout out to Juice for becoming he's a Stoop kid and now he's a friend of the show. So, he'll definitely be hanging out with us from time to time. We'll go to the park. We'll meet up at the Green Electric Box. He'll kick it with us every here and there. So shout out to you, brother. We was actually chatting it up recently about the blog era. So we was talking in the DM or whatever. So but yeah, shout out to Juice, man. Thank you again for your appearance. Like it was real fun. Another comment on our YouTube as far as the Goofy movie, Public Enemy B, he says, I like the updated visual effects for the segments. Am I tripping or is that AB on the intro? Yes, that is actually AB. He's referring to Animal Brown from the On Deck TV show podcast with him and Spike Lee that comes out every Wednesday. Hip hop's version of First Take. So yes, that is absolutely Animal Brown. I had to pull some strings and utilize the resources to build up our product. He did an excellent job, and I reached out to him and asked could he do this, and he obliged. He said absolutely, and then of course the rest is history as far as how we put our new edits together. And then of course with Mia, Ash, and all the segments, I wanted to make sure we just keep elevating our show. So I wanted to throw those in. Just eventually, I'll figure out how to do the little time stamps to be able to figure out, people could tune in at this point of the, whatever. But yeah, yep, that you got it right, Mia. You got it right. Public Enemy B. Shout out to you, brother. Ash, didn't you request something from him?
I did. Yeah.
What was it?
Well, we wanted him to chime in on the 6 characters for the personality. They look. It's funny. They keep commenting. They hear us for these things.
Yeah.
And they do it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, gotta go and give us that 6, man. Go listen to the TGIF episode, Public Enemy. Speaking of Public Enemy B, he also gave a comment to a reel that I did. It's the Forgotten Cereal reel. He says, Waffle Crisp definitely unlocked the memory. LOL, Oreo O's were clutch back in the day. I think French Toast Crunch is still around. They've even expanded on the type of toast crunches they have now. And then somebody else also commented on the Forgotten Cereals. It says, fave from back in the day was Rocky Road. Y'all know about the cereal Rocky Road?
I feel know, like it sounds familiar,
Mm-mm.
but I can't think of what it looks like.
Well, just for those that don't like necessarily watch the YouTube, just listen to the pod. We put out reels from time to time, and I did Forgotten Cereals. They're not necessarily forgotten, but they're kind of like low key ones that I loved. And I had the Rice Krispie treats cereal,
Treat.
the purple
Purple
box,
box.
the purple box. Come on, they was like the clusters, King vitamins, the corn pops in the foil bag. And let me see, what's the other two? French toast crunch with the little toast, and what was the last one? Let me double check here, just so I can. And waffle crisp. So just Joe, there was just like 5 of those, but King Vitamins was definitely my favorite at the time, or whatever. So, but yeah, shout out to them for reaching out on the reels. We're getting a little active here. So, and I think we got one more. I feel like Mama C sent some. Maybe that was the other episode before, but here's crazy. We got a comment from our episode a minute ago where it was characters we changed our minds about. This one we still had like our old design, the old logo, and it was me and Mia G and Ash. I think you sent your voice note in.
Yeah.
So this person, Lay Jin 208 says, you are old when you watch the original Degrassi and knew Emma in her mama's belly. She's talking about Spike. I think we talk about Emma. I might have been the one to refer to Emma from Degrassi. I think kind of changed my mind about it a little bit. I like but my little 2 cents here. I can respond. I actually just started Degrassi High. At least 2 seasons are on Tubi. So I just started it, and at first you're looking at it, I mean, it looks 80s, really 80s. So it got that kind of dusty look to it because that's how the cameras were, But when you start to get used to it, it's kind of like world building because we're not from the 80s. So you kind of what?
I want to watch it. I didn't know it was on Tubi. Now I feel like I have to go back and watch the Degrassi High to get like
Joey Jeremiah.
Next Generation was like our thing.
Yes, you'll see the characters that are on there that are also from the one we're familiar with. So Joey, of course, Joey was Craig's stepdad, but Joey has a full head of hair. He's wearing a little hat. He's like that dude in there. Like, you see Snake, he's in there. He's still mad tall, of course, looks young. You see Spike, her mama, she got like the kind of rocker hair and stuff like that. And Caitlin Ryan, that Joey's love interest, you see her. So those 4. Now there's other characters that like showed up on the pilot of our generation, but pretty much like those are the 4 that you see, and it's like it's a very interesting watch. And then they got other characters. I'm like, why don't y'all bring them to the later ones? Because there's a black dude in there, the interracial situation. It's really good, actually. Like it's genuinely good. Like once you get past like the aesthetic of it, so it's fun. It's good. So shout out to you, Lee Jen. Ash, do you have anything you want to say about that?
Nah, I appreciate her tuning in. I mean, she took it back. That episode was a while ago, so
man, she must be like.
I like when they go back.
Yeah. I like late bloomers. Like we accept those too. You are officially a stoop kid, so definitely come back and check out some more of our stuff in the videos. Absolutely. Like, yeah, get silly with us for real. Like get childish with us is probably the better word. All right. With that being said, thank y'all, all y'all stoop kids. Y'all want to reach out. We're on Instagram, The Childish Grown Up Show, no spaces. Hit our email, childishgrownups3@gmail.com, or you can do like the rest of them. Leave a comment on YouTube, The Childish Grown Up Show. So thank y'all, truly. We appreciate the stoop kids for leaving a stoop, leaving a comment, reaching out to us. Ash, childish grown up moment. You got anything for us?
I do. And I do want to thank Public Enemy B because he commented on our TGIF. He told me happy birthday. I did see that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. But my childish grown up moment, watch the episode of Mad TV.
What?
On YouTube. It's crazy. I don't know. Me and my hubby put it on because sometimes he likes to go and put on Living Color, so he's big and tapping back in for sure. But
That's fire.
we had Mad TV on, and it was a scene with the dude Stewart. Do y'all remember him? He was
Of
like
course.
that. He had that mushroom cut. He was like, ah. He kept like, yeah. So this was a scene where he was like stuck in like a wishing well type thing, and the cop was trying to get him out and kept trying to touch me. Like he just kept like moving away. It was so funny. He was like in his underwear and that's it. Like, but just the aesthetics of it and like this grown man in his drawers and like don't want to be touched. Like it was so nostalgic to watch. I don't know what made us go to Mad TV, but that definitely was something that we used to watch growing up. So I thought that was a great childish grown up moment for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that there's a skit that they got on there. It's a Sopranos, like if Sopranos was on like regular television. And like they literally have to cut every time they cuss. And so that's the funny part of the skit. I'm gonna send that to y'all. Like, and they got people that look like Tony and Melfi and all of the characters from Sopranos. It's a funny skit, bro. Like, cause it's like if they could do it on regular TV instead of HBO, this would have been like you can't understand nothing they saying because they keep having to cut the scenes because it's so much cussing. And like, it's hilarious, dude. So when we get off here, I'm gonna send that to y'all. Like even if y'all ain't never watched The Sopranos, it's just gonna be funny because you kind of get the gist of like what's going on. It's hilarious.
I used to love Mad TV.
Yeah, man.
I feel like I watched Mad TV growing up more than I watched Saturday Night Live. I think I was more of a Mad TV person
Mm-hmm.
back then. I liked the Living Color Mad TV. I didn't really watch Saturday Night Live until I was older.
Yeah, a lot of us didn't really. I mean, the people that kind of look like us, we didn't really watch, Mad TV. I mean, Saturday
SNL.
Night. Yeah, SNL like that because it just wasn't our type of humor. You know what I mean? It wasn't our type of funny. It still isn't, to be honest.
They have their moment.
They have their moments, but y'all got to really work at it to connect to our type of humor. Not that they ain't funny at all. It's just our type of humor. It's a little different. But yeah, okay. What about you? Speaking of Mad TV, Mig G, you got a childish grown up moment.
So actually, my childish grown up moment is from Jungle Gyms when we took the kids because they have, okay, no judgment, safe space, safe space. They they have like multiple places where you can get adult beverages in Jungle Gyms. So me and my cousin got these adult slushies and think like we're thinking, oh, they're slushies, so they're gonna be weak, right?
Of course, it's iced out.
And so we're like, can you add an extra shot of whatever to it? And when we took the first sip, we were both like, oh, like it was so strong. Neither one of us finished, but it was like walking around the store just a little bit tipsy and just picking out, throwing a bunch of junk food in the cart, like chips and chocolate and literally anything that we could find, buying honeycombs and weird fruit. And I was like, we felt like big kids. I actually sent a video of us with our drinks dancing. And somebody was like, okay, y'all look like some big kids. I was like, that's what it feels like in that store. It's fun for kids, but even like if you just want to have like an adult day at Jungle Gyms, you can have a date at Jungle Gyms. You could just have a nice little, make a day trip of it. I love that place.
That's a place that got all the different kind of candies and stuff.
They have everything. It's like an international market. So
Yeah.
they sell like toys, candy, food from like all over the world, all different, like just rice from all over the world, different kinds of like meat that you wouldn't get anywhere. Like you can buy, like when my mom used to go there all the time, she would get like, she got alligator meat or frog legs, or
Mm.
you can buy the different tropical fruit that you wouldn't find in a regular grocery store. So they have everything, and they have a whole bunch of like stations where you can like do things. Like they have restaurants in the store. They have like a place where you can play cards, like an arcade. It's pretty cool.
Okay. All right. I ain't mad at that. I think I was first privy to that the last job I had in Indianapolis before I moved to Florida. A lady worked there named Brandy that put me on game about jungle gyms. So my childish grown up moment was me and my wife was having a conversation. I'm just like, I'm very intentional about trying to like, I'm so tapped into nostalgia right now. I'm looking for it. I'm making it. It's my lifestyle right now because of this podcast. Like I'm actively at any moment I'm trying to get into it. And so we were going back kind of like the high school realm, talking about fashion, talking about style. Somehow we end up talking about Starburys. Stephon Marbury sneakers. These sneakers are like $14. And I started thinking about the store, Steve & Barry's. Now, this was like when we first moved from Kentucky to Indiana, they had the Starburys. And the Starburys were like cheap and they were nice. So they started off as like, okay, some of them are cool a little bit. They look too basketball-y. But they found themselves trying to like try to finesse and do the fake Air Forces. They look just like Forces with the exception of the logo, which was the star logo on the side. I had a pair of the whites and the blacks, and I remember, being in high school, at Ben Davis. Very like, I feel like people definitely had money there. Dash, did they have that money?
Hey, they had that money.
All right. so we come from Kentucky. That's slow. Like, it don't even matter about all that. We come from Kentucky to Indiana. Anyway, I had the Starburys, the white ones, and at that time the jeans was baggy enough to cover up the logo. So like, man, you got the fresh white Forces on. I'm like, yeah, but I'm tucking my feet in like a bug. Like, bro, don't look too close. Don't look too close. Like now, when I had the black ones on, I was confident because I like, oh, you definitely gonna see it. But I had the white ones on, I was like, I was definitely crossing the feet, tucking them under the desk. Like, don't look too close because these are not yums, the Soldier Boy joints. These are not the Air Force Ones. So we just spawned in the memory, and I just was rolling about the thought that like when you knew you didn't have a great pair of shoes, but they looked like something else, and it made me spawn into a whole nother thought of the Peddler's Mall and knockoff Jordans and all that stuff. But yeah, yeah. So Steve & Barry's, man, that was quite the store. Daddy put us on to it. And, if anybody gonna make you feel good about wearing some generic stuff, it was our dad. He's definitely Julius from Everybody Hates Chris.
Oh, man.
So that's my childish grown up moment. Y'all, please hit us with your childish grown up moment. Don't be afraid to be childish. Have fun, man. That's what it's about. Laugh at yourself. It's okay to be goofy sometimes. Life is so serious. Laugh a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ash.
Yes, sir. All right. It's time for the Flash with Ash. I do have 3 trivia for you all today. I don't know how you'll do today, but we'll see. So the first one is coming from That's So Raven.
Ooh.
At one point, Eddie did have a girlfriend, and her name was Andrea. Why did Andrea break up with Eddie? Eddie threw a soda by accident. She saw him kissing another girl. He wasn't serious enough, or he stole her dad's car.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, these are like all reasonable in the sitcom world. Can you say those again one more time, dude?
Yeah. He threw a soda by accident. She saw him kissing another girl. He wasn't serious enough, or he stole her dad's car.
I have no idea.
I'm going to say he threw a soda by accident. That feels like a That's So Raven thing to me. So I'm guessing. I don't know at all. I can't remember if Andrea is black or white.
She's black, and she plays in quite a few movies. I'm trying to think of something else. If you see her, you know who she is.
I feel like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, she light skinned maybe?
Okay.
Oh, okay. I definitely don't know that. I
She
definitely don't
always
know.
played like the seductive type of chick. I'm gonna pull her
Her
up.
name in real life.
Bro, so
Let
it
me
ain't
see.
It ain't Raven's cousin, is it? That was like obviously Peanut P's, girl on Baby Boy.
Um,
Well,
A-
what? Yeah,
Angel Conwell is her name.
yeah. That was. I thought that was Raven's cousin.
Man, I don't have
Angel
anything to say.
Conwell. She's dark skinned. She got kind of forehead.
I think she have the angel or something. I don't know.
She's doing that. Yeah,
Brown skin.
she one of the
Mhm.
ones. She one of the ones. Like she
Yes,
need
for
credit.
sure.
Give me some
Okay.
damn credit, Dad.
Um, I'm gonna say that it's because he stole her dad's car.
Okay, those are incorrect.
Oh,
He wasn't serious enough.
Oh,
wow,
well.
they
He
took
was
it
like
there.
super goofy. Yeah, like I think they broke up and got back together. He was trying to be more serious, but I mean that just wasn't him. You know what I mean? Like,
Damn, my man Eddie Thompson, man, come on, bro. How y'all do
Mm.
my man like that? Dang. All right.
thought I had you. At.
Yeah, you
All right.
definitely got us there. And we had multiple choice. Neither one of us got it. That's the crazier part.
Yeah, man. Usually I lean on each other. That energy ain't there. What's
Yeah,
going on?
that well, we neither one of us knew, so we didn't have no,
Yeah, yeah.
no
That's
foot in
true.
the game.
Okay.
Keep them coming.
All right, all right.
Oh, I like her. She
So,
competitive. I like this. All right.
come on now. This is from SpongeBob. In the episode Band Geeks, what song does Squidward's band famously perform at the Bubble Bowl? Sweet Victory, the Jellyfish Jam, the Fun Song, or Gary's Song?
So it's got to be the first two. It's not. It ain't
And
Gary.
if you want a hint, I'll give you a hint.
Hold on, but it's got to be the first two songs because it's not fun. Because that was a set. We know that F is for friends who do stuff together. We know that. Like that's
Mhm.
not. They didn't perform that. They performed some mega song where they was killing it, and it can't be Gary's song because
Is that
Gary wasn't.
SpongeBob's pet?
So what was the first two again, Ash?
Sweet Victory or the Jellyfish Jam?
I'm gonna go Sweet Victory, Steve.
Mm.
Okay.
Good answer. Good answer.
Just because I don't know. I mean, Squidward, I never known him to be in the jellyfish like that, and I'm not. It's a weird correlation, but I feel like I don't know. But then again, SpongeBob was involved with it, so
Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
Or well,
yeah,
me
I'll
or
well, I
you
might as well.
want?
Yeah, we might as well take that. Yeah, come
Well,
on.
to your point, bro. So SpongeBob was leading this song. I will say that he was singing this.
Ooh, because I remember
Oh, they killed
in
it.
the band suit.
He was cooking for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Gary's song. Now that you said that, I'm gonna
Gary song, damn.
because
Now
I feel like I just have a memory of Gary even in a little band.
now I'm standing. I'm gonna stand on Sweet Victory. I'm standing there.
All right. And you stand on giving me? Gary is wrong. Sweet Victory is correct.
Whoa, let's go. Because he knew he
Good
was
thing
trying
you
to
didn't
cook his.
switch.
I wasn't gonna go Gary's song.
Tricksters.
I almost thought about going with the jellyfish joint because you said,
Tricksters.
but I was like, nah. He wanted to get his cousin Squilliam out of here. You know what I mean?
Siblings colluding against me.
Absolutely
What?
not.
All right, you in the narratives.
It's y'all versus me.
Conspiracy theory. Look at him.
Hey, it's a 2v1 over there.
See,
All right.
the white man. No, I'm just playing.
This black, he's in white pages with these black
words. Is it me or is it a conspiracy?
It's just you. Final one is from Sister. I told you I'm in my bag. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 33 now. I had to step it up. You know, I gotta let y'all know. Don't play with me. All right.
Okay.
Trying to
He's
cook
33, period.
Saying,
she like, look at me. I've been there, done that.
all right. This from Sister. What was the name of Ray's friend and frat brother who moved to Detroit? He was Lisa's love interest.
Okay.
Was it Terrence, Victor, or Brian? This was Ray's friend.
I'm going Terrence.
I'm gonna go with Terrence.
All right, final answer. That is incorrect. It's Victor.
Oh my
But
gosh.
that was a good guess though, because she did date a Terrence.
Oh, well,
But
there you go.
Victor, I think she ended up marrying Victor.
You
Yeah.
tricked me.
She tricked us
You
both.
tricked me.
So ain't no colluding because I didn't know either. That's what
Because that was a trick question because you knew she dated a Terrence.
That's
You
good.
threw
That's
us
really
off.
good. That's really good.
Okay,
Dang,
I see what type of time.
see,
Okay.
Mia, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna do? Because I'm 1 for 3. You 0 for 3. We're gonna have to start just we're gonna have to hit a shuffle on everything we watching nostalgia just to try to just get game so we can be prepared. Maybe we gotta get some YouTube in the mix. We gotta figure out how to be prepared because Ash is really stumping us here with these joints, and we gotta figure out how to get in the mix. We gotta figure something out.
Yeah. Okay.
She got
Well,
us got us all the way
killed
up
it
out of
last
here.
week though. Remember, y'all killed it. The last one, y'all was like 3 for 3, I think.
Okay, was that with the cat dog? You had the cat dog in that one, didn't you?
Was it?
Because I remember we definitely didn't get the nose right. Because you talking about what color is?
Oh, yeah, it might have been
dogs?
2 for 3 then.
Yeah, like now you cooking up now. I'm like, all right, we gonna have to get a game plan here because
Better prepared next time.
Cause she killing it now. I'm like, okay, I got to jump around. Let me get some Rugrats. Let me get some Cat Dog. Let me get Angry Beavers.
Hey,
let me
Arnold,
get all that. I need that's so Raven. Yeah, I'm gonna figure something out. But
that's all for the Flash with Ash, y'all.
All right, man. Cook. All right, Mig G. We're so glad to have you back. We are the greatest when it's all three of us, just like the Megazord. So without further ado, pull that lever back. Take us back in time at the release of this film.
We are going back to 1999 with a classic teen movie, the teen movie of all teen movies. Well, okay, that might be putting a little bit on it, but it was mine. We're going to be talking about She's All That. When Zach's famous girlfriend, Taylor, cheats on him with another boy and parts ways with him, he makes a bet with his friends to turn a socially inept Lainey into their school's next prom queen. And we have a stacked 90s cast. We have the Freddie Prinze Jr. as Zach Seiler, Rachel Lee Cook as Lainey Boggs, the late Paul Walker as Dean Sampson, Jody Lynn O'Keefe as Taylor Vaughn, Dule Hill as Preston, Gabrielle Union as Katie, and we have an appearance from the Kimberly Jones, aka Lil Kim, as Alex, Tamara Mello as Chandler, Kevin Pollack as Wayne Boggs, Kieran Culkin as Simon Boggs, Anna Paquin as Mackenzie Schuyler, Eldon Henson as Jesse Jackson, which I think is hilarious, Matthew Lillard, my man from Scream, as Brock Hudson, and we also have an appearance from Usher as the campus DJ. This film was released January 29th, 1999. There were no toys or merch that I was able to find. Of course, you can probably find some nostalgic stuff now.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good one. Good one.
It is. Okay. All right. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw the ball in your court first. Ash, give us just kind of a rewind of how you remembered this film. You picked this film, obviously. So giving us a rewind and how you remembered it, just off of memory, and then the experience of watching it now. And then after that, me and G jump right in and how you remembered it from memory, and then how was the experience on this time around?
I just remember really enjoying it. I don't remember how old I was when I first saw it, but I don't remember being anything Freddie Prinze Jr. But I just thought he was so cute. And I just thought the movie was cute overall. Like, you got this popular guy, this nerdy girl, and of course the terms were ridiculous, let's be clear. I'm not condoning that. But just, like they picked a girl that wasn't even really like trash. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear. Like she just was in her bag. Like this is her, this is her thing, like art and painting. But she's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like the way they painted it, she wasn't even that. But I just remember it being super cute. Of course, we have Paul Walker in there. Like shout out to him, rest in peace. It was good to see him because I haven't watched any like the Fast and Furious or anything in a while. So just to see him on screen was a good feeling again. But and it was good to see a mix of races in there. Like it was nice to see us in there, So and it wasn't like tropey to me, like as far as there was like a super isolation, you know what I mean? Kind of like I guess I would say even like with Preston, he was also like well off, like his parents. It wasn't like, oh, we weren't, you know what I mean, in the same status as far as finances go. But watching it this time, I still remember it the same. Like it had me smiling the whole time because I'm like, man, I haven't seen it in so long. Like I haven't watched this in years. And so just to kind of take me back into that time frame of this movie, it's to watch it. It was an easy watch. It wasn't really like the notes were pretty easy for me, so it wasn't it felt the same to me. So yeah.
So I'm right there with you. I feel like I did see this fairly young, probably around the time it was released on video. I know I never saw it in theaters or anything, but I think I don't think I had this on film, and I don't think I saw it in the theaters, but I know the first time that I saw it had to have been on a movie channel.
Mhm.
But I was like instantly obsessed. I think it was probably the second teen movie I had ever seen. My first being Clueless, which was, that's like I saw that really, really young. And I think this one was the first one that I saw at an age where it's like, oh my goodness, is high school gonna be like that? Is that what it's gonna be like? Only, you could tell these kids got money at this point.
Oh, definitely got that money.
But I love this movie. This movie went like I want to say diamond in my house. I watched this movie so much that when I was watching it, taking my notes, I was like, I could probably recite this movie. I remember everything. And there was only one moment I feel differently about as an adult. And it's nothing big, it's just kind of like oh my goodness. But still really enjoyed it. It's just one of those things that when you say nostalgia, this is kind of what you're talking about. Like the teen movies that they parody. When you think about like a quintessential teen movie, this is what it is. And it has like that, bright and youthful energy. It's just really, you know, like your first little bit of raunchy, but not really. Like they're teenagers, but they're getting to adulthood, so they're a little racy. It's just
there are some lines.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. There's some moments in here that I'm like, oh, but it was like that introduction into, oh, this is what teenagers are like. This is what life could be like. And I've always loved this movie. I hadn't seen it in a long time before watching it, but I still remembered it, still enjoyed it.
Mm. For me, the rewind, I'm sure Ashley probably brought it up. I had to step away for a second, but did you bring up Aunt Mickey?
I didn't.
Okay. This is definitely, I believe Aunt Mickey had this. This was on VHS. This is one of those ones where you're looking at the collection of VHS tapes, and this was in the sleeve. This was in the slide, pulled the VHS right out. And you could look at all of like you look at the collection and that color scheme on the side of the VHS tape. It was like, oh, this looks cool. And then you pull it, and then you look at the front, you see them too, and you see that orange and that purple. You're like, dang, this just looks like something interesting. And then you pull it, and you throw it in, and it's an enjoyable movie. I remembered it. How I remembered it as a kid, I just remember like this is just one of those classic makeover movies. You know what I mean? And that was kind of the gist of it. And again, like it's the makeover movie, and it's also the rich kids have problems too movie. I always remembered it that way. Watching it this time, still pretty much felt the same for the most part. But again, being older, I could see a little bit more nuance of what they were trying to get across with this being like a rom-com. I could see where they were trying to implement certain seeds. Was it executed properly? We'll have the discussion. But it was still very much enjoyable. I finished the movie, and I really was like ready to like text into our chat, and I was just like, yo, thank you for picking this movie, because it was so palatable. You know what I mean? It's so not that serious, and it's so, like Mia said, like, is this what high school's like? It's so in the moment, and it just took me to a place, and it's gonna tie into kind of like our overall discussion I'm gonna get into. So, very enjoyable movie. It's just definitely a staple in grandma's house, for sure. So, with that being said, Mia, I'll throw the ball in your court first on this one. How do you feel about this trope in movies, the makeover movies?
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a loaded question because on one hand, you have the answer that you should give, which is people should be accepted for who they are. You shouldn't need a makeover to be popular, to get a guy. However, I still enjoy them. I think it's fun. It's fun to see the transformation and the difference in, the before and after. Um, I understand why people wouldn't like it, but to me, it's fun. I really enjoy a makeover movie. Miss Congeniality is one of my favorites.
Oh, don't worry. Well, I got a list of them.
I love that. Princess Diaries, I love that. Like I think so for me, it's not so much about the makeover as long as it doesn't change the character. I think it's more of a matter of a boost of confidence in a lot of these cases, or someone who felt invisible becoming visible in a way. So I really enjoy it. I like to see the character progression after, the makeover. So I love them. That's just me.
What say you, Ash?
I agree. I really enjoy these type of movies. Like you said, I mean, you have what Mia said so elegantly, accept people for who they are and meet them where they're at. But I think the beauty of it is the character arcs and how, like, most of the time with these type of movies, like the popular one, or they're the ones that are struggling more than the person that's getting the makeover, like internally. It's more like the emotional and social side of it than just the superficial physicality. Like Mia said, like if they had changed how Lainey was as a person along with the physical change, then that would have been different. But like she was still her, like she probably never, like you said, felt seen, and even knew she might have had in there, because she just didn't, nothing made her want to bring that out, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I enjoy these type of movies, though. I don't look too deep into it. Like the ones that I've seen, I don't think I've seen one that has really like made me feel like, all right, they're all pretty like baseline to me.
Reasonable.
Yeah, they're pretty reasonable that I can think of right now. So.
If you're thinking about this, all they did was take our glasses off.
All right, that now you're getting
they cut her hair, or she had a wig on. What was that?
I'm pretty sure she has some extensions. Now, as watching it older, you can see where the hairline where it don't really match. For real. So I'm pretty sure they had her in some little clip-ins and just snatched those bad boys out.
Now you're walking down my street. So I don't have a problem with this concept of film, but it's a lot of times for me with this trope, it's they don't really get a person that truly did a 180. I feel like the person is already attractive under the layers.
That's what I said when you stepped away. I was like,
okay.
They made it seem like I said Lainey wasn't even trash. Like she wasn't even like
at all. Like no acne, no pimples.
No, she was just in her bag.
Yeah. So that's kind of always the thing. That's why I will always tip my hat to Miss Congeniality, because I feel like they did the due diligence. Like when she was like with that pig laugh and that just being one of the guys and all that, like, yo, she was not attractive. Like she, for sure, I didn't see gold in the rubble, you know what I mean? Like at all. And then when they flipped it, it's like, okay, that's what I mean. So it's just taking like liberty to go a little further in like the flip on makeovers. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it even in this movie. It's just like the Clark Kent thing, the Superman thing. Just take the glasses off, now you're Superman. But because this movie's a rom-com, so nothing, it's not meant to be serious at all. Like there's so many non-serious moments that you understand. But when it comes to this trope, if you're like a serious movie, I definitely want you to do a little bit more. Throw some thick eyebrows on there. Throw some, some character trait. Throw some, whatever, pimples. Like just throw some things in there to make us believe like, yo, I had no idea you was not a bugger wolf. You know what I mean? So
that word is hilarious.
I know. I'm crazy enough. I almost picked that movie, but I was like, I already did it. I will eventually bring it back to our show. But shout out to School and School's Guilty Pleasures, because I do want to have that conversation. I think y'all would really kill that, like the love don't cost a thing. I feel like y'all would body that.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe I still pick it. I don't know. I still got so much to say. But okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of this or that. Shout out to our big cousins, Kosher Garden. So She's All That. These are kind of like the makeover movies that came to mind for me. She's All That or Mean Girls? Whoever wants to respond first.
How dare you?
I'm assuming Mean Girls.
Oh, that's so hard. Because neither one I really feel like is a makeover movie.
Right.
But if I had to pick a movie that, because they just serve two completely different purposes for me. Like Mean Girls is like my girly bag. Like I am a millennial woman. You can't be a millennial woman and not like Mean Girls. It means something to me.
I think you're giving us your answer already. Really,
I love She's All That, but I have to go with Mean Girls.
Ash,
are you saying which movie is better, or the makeover part? Like, what do you?
Which movie do you prefer?
Oh, Mean Girls.
Okay, I'm going Mean Girls as well. She's All That or Miss Congeniality?
Miss Congeniality.
I gotta go with Congeniality.
Okay, same.
Sandra's my girl. I'm sorry.
I know it sound from these answers like I don't love She's All That, but I do. But Miss Congeniality is just one of them ones for me.
Okay, She's All That or Pretty Woman?
Okay,
She's All That.
I'll go with She's All That on this one.
She's All That. Any 2 cents y'all want to add to that? Why? Go ahead, Ash.
What did you say on Miss Congeniality or She's All That?
Miss Congeniality.
Oh, okay.
Y'all got any 2 cents about Pretty Woman? Why was She's All That was better to you, or preferred, I guess?
For me personally, I didn't watch Pretty Woman a lot. I know everybody talks about it, and I love Julia Roberts.
Yeah, of course.
And I think she did good in it, but I think it was just out of my realm. Like it was very mature, and that just wasn't my bag. Like I wasn't really tapping into that, you know. Like this is a full grown woman, like so.
A woman of the night.
Harlot.
She was
definitely a harlot. Anyways.
But I loved, I actually had Pretty Woman on VHS and I did watch it a lot, but as far as relatability, you know, I was a kid watching it just because it's a good movie, but for me, I'm gonna pick She's All That. It's just a more enjoyable watch for me.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you. Same thing. She's All That or Made in Manhattan.
In Made in Manhattan, she was like the dog keeper, right?
No, that's
not that one.
That's Monster-in-Law.
No.
Made in Manhattan, she was a maid at a hotel.
Oh.
And she met that politician.
Was it Matthew? Oh, I was about to say, it was Matthew McConaughey.
No, that's The Wedding Planner. Y'all are getting your J-Lo movies mixed up here.
No, that speaks to J-Lo's roles, bro.
She was a keeper, right?
She was a rom-com queen, okay?
She right about that. She is a rom-com queen. Absolutely.
I'm going She's All That. For the simple fact that I can't even remember.
Facts. Like it's not distinctive enough where those three films are always like, wait, which one is which?
She was dog walking on one of them. I don't know which one.
She was dog walking in Monster-in-Law because she was a 10.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah,
but she still was like not. Yeah, but she still was like again similar roles because she was not like the, you know, the ideal, you know, person. Like all these roles, like you're not the ideal, and so it kind of feels like a makeover, but it's not. But you know, what was you gonna say, Mia?
I'm a huge J-Lo movie fan. Like I probably I know her movies. There's probably one that I haven't really seen. And one that I don't really like. But other than that, I love her movies. But even so, Made in Manhattan wouldn't be in my top of her movies. Not like one of my faves. So I'll probably still go with She's All That.
Okay. I agree. We're going trips there. A few more. She's All That or Princess Diaries?
Is that with? I gotta remember that one.
That's Anne Hathaway.
I don't even think I've ever seen this in full.
Yeah, I gotta go. She's All That.
I really love that movie, but I'm still going with She's All That. The Princess Diaries is a little cutesy for me.
It's definitely pretty.
I like a little bit more of that raw 90s, early 2000s vibe.
You know how I like it, baby. Straight hood.
Straight hood. No, I'm definitely. I'm a fan though.
Hey,
I really
you see the tie back to Kim in this movie? Come on
now. Yeah, I'm going She's All That too. I don't even remember that movie to be honest, but I do like Anne. I just watched The Intern on Netflix.
Yeah, we definitely like
and that was so good. I hadn't seen that. I'm just wearing a bag of clicking random movies, just watching them. So,
ooh, there is an Anne Hathaway movie I want y'all to watch. So,
you trying to figure out where to fit it in on the pod, ain't you?
Listen here, I might have to change my pick just
again. Whoa, and it's a summer vibe.
Yeah, it's in the same realm that we've already been talking about.
Hey, look, I can't wait to see what you reveal to us because we have no idea. So I can't wait to see. You got a lot of thinking to do in between the thinking of this film. Same. I'm going with y'all. Three more. She's All That or Clueless?
Clueless.
I ain't seen Clueless. I haven't seen Clueless more than once at least. So I'm a little rusty. So I'm going She's All That. I know it ended up turning into a show, so that definitely counts as well. She's All That or John Tucker Must Die?
I love that.
That's a sleeper right there. That's a sleeper right there, boy. Listen,
my movie, like
Yeah.
I love
I
that movie.
planned on selecting that at some point.
Oh,
I like
absolutely.
Me and my
Absolutely.
little sister Gigi love that movie.
I
Dang,
got John Tucker Must Die.
me too.
ooh,
Fire
that's
movie.
tough.
And it's got my man Penn Badgley. You know, obviously from Joe Goldberg
Yeah,
movie. That's my guy.
Joe.
Yeah. That's my guy. I follow him wherever you go,
Where
I'm
I
still
go, you go.
brother.
I'm still gonna go with She's All That, but I do love John Tucker Must Die.
Okay. Ash, what you have?
Oh, I said John Tucker as well.
John Tucker. Okay. Lastly,
Mhm.
and this was specifically for me. She's All That or Never Been Kissed.
Hmm.
I've never seen the movie, so I'm not going to even weigh in on it.
I feel like I've seen this, but I don't have any memory. Like Drew, I told you how I feel about Drew. Like I don't know. Like her being like
a love interest.
Yeah, it's just I don't buy it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she gives supporting vibes. Like I don't see lead.
Crazy.
Yeah, respectfully.
In that sense, in that sense.
Yeah.
I have to go with Never Been Kissed though. That's probably in my top 3 rom-coms of all time for me. I love that movie so much. Like that.
I could challenge you on that. I don't think you.
I said for me, Mo.
Well, I'm gonna challenge you. Okay, what's your other 2? If that's in your 3, what's the other 2?
The Wedding Planner and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Okay, Boomerang ain't in there.
I don't really necessarily see that as a rom-com. It's more of a comedy with romance in it.
It's a comedy with rope. All right, never mind. Never mind. Is Best Man a rom-com?
I don't see that as
no
a comedy.
It's not really a comedy. I'm stretching it a little bit.
What about The Proposal? I mean, that's newer. Is that a rom-com or no?
Think Like a Man?
Not in my top 3. I love it though.
All right, I'm gonna look up something real quick and then we can move on. I ain't gonna hold us up too long.
He just wanted to prove me wrong so bad.
I'm just trying to stretch your brain. Like if that's yours, that's yours. Like I just want to see because sometimes stuff don't come to mind until it's like, oh,
trying to get us in there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm just seeing what's up. You know what I mean?
I'm a cinephile.
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. That's the reason I'm bringing it up. Okay. Just Right.
I love that one. Love that. Love it down.
Still a no?
Not top 3 though.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites. I like that movie.
35 and Ticking?
Nah.
Okay. They crazy. They got Poetic Justice. That's not a comedy. That's nothing funny.
It's not a comedy at all.
They wildin', bro. They try to stretch for. They got Queen and Slim in this list.
As a romantic comedy,
bro.
Okay.
Okay, they fell all the way off the wheel.
I'll say this: if you do consider Boomerang a romantic comedy, even though this is tough because the romance element is definitely there, and it is about Marcus finding his relationship, but I'm just more of a fan of a female-centered rom-com, maybe.
Delivers from Eva.
Love it, but still not top 3 for me.
Wow. Brown Sugar.
Love it.
I don't think she can be convinced.
You don't think it's a comedy? They stretch it.
Like, gonna knock my top 3, it would be Miss Congeniality, and I don't necessarily even.
Miss Congeniality, okay.
I don't even think that's a rom-com either, because the romance element took a backseat in that. But
okay,
yeah, I got my solid top 3.
Okay, we can revisit this. I like it. I'm not mad at it. I ain't trying to change my mind. I just want to put some stuff on your mind, but no doubt, this could be something possible with TGIF. We could definitely maybe figure out some kind of way to tie some rom-coms into it because, who knows?
That romance taking a back seat with Benjamin and that miscongeniality. Hey, man. Benjamin was that guy. He definitely was that
you're
guy.
fried. You love that dude.
Yeah, like his skin tone alone was, and the jawline.
Yeah, he was a good looking dude. I could see that. Like I could definitely see like, yeah, he was in the show I love, Queen of the South. He was he was really good. A couple more things in our overall discussion. Watching this movie, do y'all ever notice how special it is seeing Paul Walker in films outside of Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Like how he wasn't always the number one on the call sheet, and how good he was in this movie. Arguably stole the show for real. What are y'all feelings towards Paul Walker, the late great, rest in peace, Paul Walker in this film? Ash, what are your thoughts on Paul Walker?
I think he did good. Definitely played a good supporting role. And I talked about this when you in the beginning, how I love seeing him on screen because I don't go back to the Fast and Furious that often. So just to see him, it was very exciting to see him. I've seen him in a few other films as well, like some action packs, but it wasn't Fast and Furious. So I've seen him in quite a few different things.
Yeah.
I think he did good. Definitely gave a high school jock dude, like he played his part. Yeah. So.
Okay. Mia G.
This was the first movie I ever saw him in. So
okay.
Really?
Is definitely, I'm pretty sure this is the first movie I saw him in. And he wasn't who he became at this point, but I always thought he was super cute. The only cute that could rival Freddie Prinze Jr. The only thing is he was just such a big hater that you just couldn't root for him.
Oh, that hurt his looks.
Yeah, like, come on, you don't have to be like that. But I love seeing him in other things other than Fast and Furious. Of course, I've seen him in a few other things. There's only one other movie that just comes to my mind immediately. I think it's called The Hours. It's more like a serious movie, not necessarily action, more like thriller, but yeah, Paul Walker, what can you say? He had his problematic moments, but for the most part, he brought a lot of joy to the screen and he is missed in the film industry for sure.
He truly is. Notable some things, Varsity Blues also came out in 99. I remember that's a story about that, but that'll be another episode. Joyride.
I want to do an episode of School's Guilty Pleasures on that movie.
Yeah, I remember that. That's why I was like, yeah. He was in Takers. That was probably, Into the Blue. He got a lot of movies. I'm just trying to acknowledge some Bobby Z. Trying to think of anything outside of that. Timeline, Flags of Our Fathers, Running Scared, Noel, Skulls. So he's got a pretty good film.
Was pretty good too. I saw that.
Yeah, I remember Into the Blue. That was one of the movies that I distinctly remember. And then the Lazarus Project. So I thought he did excellent. Like I said, I genuinely, we don't have nothing about like scene stealer. Shout out to again our big cousins, but like he's definitely like a scene stealer for me because he just bodied it so much. And my last question I would ask before we get into like our moments, that was all that. How well do y'all think the two musicians did, Lil' Kim and Usher, in this movie?
I mean, she's fine. I mean, she didn't really. What she said, like 2-3 lines. I mean, it wasn't really nothing there. And Usher, he plays DJ. He loved that DJ role. He played in the Mix, and that movie gets a bunch of flack. But I like that movie actually.
You'd always have liked that movie.
I like it because Usher was, I love Usher, and he was a DJ in that too. And again, the movie wasn't great, but I didn't care. It's like I liked. He was smooth and he was just, he was Usher. I mean, come on now. But
You got it.
no, I'm just saying, like he's
You going
Usher, so he's
crazy
just
right
a
there.
smooth guy. Like, and his smile, he just makes it. But yeah, he was getting to it at the DJ booth, doing his dance and leading the choreography from the.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait till we get to the prom. Like, talk
But
about.
yeah, so Usher, I mean, it was cool. I mean, for
I
what
mean,
they were signed on to do, it was all right.
okay. I ain't
Same
mad at it.
thoughts.
Huh?
Same thoughts. Same thoughts as Ash. Kim, she didn't do too much. She was just a cute little addition. I thought she played her role well for what they gave her. Um, Usher killed like his commentary and his timing in every like it was kind of like not a timestamp, but like or a narrator, but it kind of gave an extra little bit of flow
Mm-hmm.
with the narrative. His little commentary let you know where you were in the story in a way,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was pretty cool. I liked having his voice over the movie and the little glimpses you get of him every now and then. I just was thinking, like, when do you go to class if you're always in the DJ booth, brother?
He's Gossip Girl.
Oh,
No, nah. Shout out to Gossip Girl, one of my favorite shows. Um, yeah, I thought Usher did great. It made me seeing this made me want to double back to the faculty.
mm.
I'm not saying I don't know. That could be possibly in Mia G's thinking, or it could not be. I don't know. We don't discuss these things for picks of movies, so who knows? But it made me think about Usher and the faculty. I in the mix. I never watched that movie. I know Ash is a big fan of it. But but like, yeah. So anyway, so I and Kim, I think she did well. I just found it more intriguing that like these were her looks before she went full
Yeah.
blown surgery.
She was
Like
so cute, right?
I was like, bro, you just like just a common everyday black woman. Like I don't, but I get it. Self esteem issues. I'm not saying everybody has self esteem issues, but I've gone through that before. So I do get if it's on a higher scale how you get there. So it is extreme, but she made that decision. But it was good to see her in her original form. You know what I mean?
I thought she was so cute. I thought she was so pretty at this point in her life.
She was, yeah. Of
Yeah. I liked her on You Got Served. Outside, I mean, she had
course she did.
influence.
Yes, she did.
You know how I like it, baby. All right, let's get into let's help me out, somebody.
Yeah, let's get into these key points, shall
Let's
we?
get into the moments, man. That was all that. Where do y'all want to start? I imagine we all got to open the scene. Is that pretty on track, or y'all starting later than that?
I'm kind of all over the place, to be honest.
Yeah, I more so just had like,
Just kind of flowing with it.
the characters and their
Hmm.
relationships and what have you.
Do any of y'all have anything from the opening scene?
The opening scene being just Zach walking the halls of the school.
Just that whole. I mean, it's kind of the whole thing. Like it's a long scene, kind of. Just the whole scene. Him coming back, getting the information, the trying to figure it out, the seeing the boyfriend, like the whole opening start.
Yeah. So what I had within there is just talking about Zach as a character and like his standing within the school and like how he's viewed, his friends and all that jazz. You know what I mean? Like in that short period of time, we find out who Zach is, that he's the most popular guy in school. He's what captain of the soccer team. He's got like he's smart, he's an honor student, and all the girls want him. But also, we see since spring break, he hasn't seen his girlfriend. So he's looking for his girlfriend, and everybody's like, hmm, haven't seen her. Why? And then here she comes, and that's where we get, you know, our catalyst for our story. And we also get in this moment that Dean, played by Paul Walker, is his biggest hater, biggest frenemy.
The biggest, the largest.
Period.
And it's always a Dean too, because again, in Degrassi, Dean was the guy that raped Paige. I mean, it's them Deans. I don't know what's going on, but
Something about that name, Dean.
something about it. Uh,
Yeah. So I got Taylor breaking up with Zach. Going into the flashback of her summer trip, and that little flashback, I was like, this is how you always wanted your spring break or summer break party to feel like. I love this, like this whole artsy aesthetic of like we're in the story but we're not, like break it down, give it to me, what you know what I mean, like. So this, I've always like seeing this. You even like the BET Awards when they would do like the summer spring bling. You know what I mean? You remember that? Yeah, like it was just, you always wanted it to be like. I never quite had that experience, but I definitely dreamed. You know what I mean? You can always dream, right? So, just getting this whole aesthetic of how, which is crazy to like break down this whole story on how I cheated on you. You know, and not only I cheated on you, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like that was a crazy, and it's crazy because it looked similar to me, again tying it back to Love Don't Cost a Thing. It's just like how the party was in that movie. And there's a throwaway line, Brock, with Brock being from the real world. In this scene there was she was like, well, Brock is from the real world, and then Zach says, what, like Rashida? He says, no, the TV show Real World. But the fact that he said like Rashida, I'm sorry, but I definitely thought this is a black chick in the school, like from the real world. Like what, like Rashida? I like, bro, again,
the things they said meant.
that's what I'm saying. Like you just put the pieces together. Like these are like subtle. This is a rom-com, and they didn't hold back on any of the jokes. So when he said Rashida, I immediately thought, oh, there's some black woman that like, because I'm from the real world. Like that's what my mind went immediately in 1999. So, and she was like, no, from the show. But yeah, it's just a great opener because we see Zach is a real person besides the popularity. And the fact that everyone was staring quietly was hilarious while he was like being broken up with. Like I love when stuff do that, when like people listening through the door, like friends or whatever. I love when people do stuff. That's just the funniest thing because you're so in the moment, you don't realize everybody's locked in on you. So I love this opening scene. That's the part that really stood out to me.
And she did it so matter of factly. She was just
Oh
like,
man,
yeah, listen to this cool story about how I found my new boyfriend. Like, isn't this cool? Yeah. You didn't think I was
crazy.
gonna go to college still dating you, did you? Oh, you did. That's so
She's killing that line.
sweet.
that whole demeanor, she got that in a bag, bro. Oh, she got that in a bag.
Couldn't stand
I
her.
got a lot of things to say about her. I'm sure we all do. I got a few things. I ain't gonna say a lot of things, but do y'all got anything as far as going into like Laney's art class? This scene is nuts. Mia, go ahead.
So, okay, we meet Lainey. See that her mom's passed. It's just her dad, her little brother. When she gets to school, she's the artsy girl. He calls her inaccessible because she really, like Ash said, she's not ugly. She's just in her bag. She doesn't fool with anybody. She just goes to her art classes and she's doing this piece, and her art teacher's like, it has nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what you're referring to, which this girl I have to look up her name because she's in a lot of other stuff that I really like too. She was kind of one of those people who was in a lot of movies in the 90s and early 2000s, but was never necessarily a main character.
Mm-hmm.
I have to find her.
Was she faculty?
I think she was, bro. That's why I was thinking
familiar,
about.
Her name is Clea Duvall, and she played Misty, who was also in Lainey's art class. And when her and the other girl came up to her, basically telling her that she needs to off herself for her art to be recognized.
Crazy
work. Can you imagine?
Bruh.
I would have been fighting right in that class.
Bro, the setup though was diabolical.
Yeah, it was like, I think she being friendly. She wanna give me some
Like low key, she's complimenting her art, but at the same time, it's like, what?
This is number 2. And like most diabolical scenes that we've talked about, in my opinion. Like the number 1 obviously is our Poseidon review. When they told Valentine, when he said told the dude to kick him off. There was nothing more diabolical than Valentine helping y'all all get up, and then if Valentine's the last one, he trying to survive, and he said kick him off.
Ooh, my goodness.
Man, what a review, right? Y'all go back to check out Poseidon review. What a moment. That was a real moment, man.
I still feel that.
I still feel it. Me too. Like it's still like in my heart. Like damn, he ain't do nothing to nobody. He was just a chef. Like, and he got her on the boat. All right, anyway, because I'm still hot about it. But like tell it like the whole setup of like, just they came. They trying to pay. You're paying homage to her art and her dark undertone of it, and how the greatest artists were appreciated more after they have died, and her name came up in discussion.
Yeah, that's crazy,
bro. This is like worse than Bring It On with like a loser. Like that's like lose yourself. Like this. It's pretty much in that lane, bro. Like it's ridiculous. Like you do this whole like this is so high school though, because people are this obnoxious in high school.
Yes, for sure.
That's why I was like, damn. I ain't gonna lie. If I wasn't in the mood, like in that zone of fighting, this would have like took me out for real. Like I wouldn't have. It would have been hard to get past this for a few days because I've just been stuck on like. Somebody told me like, bro, you so useless. Just get it. Just go and get yourself up out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
dang, that was crazy. That was a crazy line watching it. But it was funny too. Like in the sense that
away like, think about it.
And this said, think about it. Like I really want you to consider this. Like that's shout out to Squid Games. All right. I got my next thing that I had is the bet. Ash, what about you?
I don't have an order. That's what are we going in order?
Just kind of look at what you got. We ain't going in order. You can jump around, I guess, but what I mean, I tell you where you want to go, because we can always come back to that.
I wanted to talk about the hopscotch scene.
I had that right after the bet.
Oh well, you can talk about the bet. That's fine.
Mia, you had it too as well. You want to go into
it? I did, yeah.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so it's insane. Soon as Zach gets broken up with, it's now they're comparing him to Taylor. And it's like, well, she's basically you with tits.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, she's a shoo-in for prom queen. And Zach is like, well, that's all an illusion. She's just, an idea, really. I could make any girl prom queen. So, of course, now it's like, okay, put money on bet. And they start looking at all the different girls and they land on Lainey. And his reaction looking at it now is like his reaction was so OD because she's I was watching this as a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old is one thing, and you're like, oh no, because you're following what they want you to believe. You're just following the narrative that they're giving you. But then watching it as you're older, and after having seen Not Another Teen movie where they parody it, it kind of shows you like, oh wait, nothing was really wrong with her. You remember the scene in Not Another Teen movie? He's like, overalls and a ponytail. It's like, what were we really like? What was it? But I think now looking back, it was more Lainey's personality than her looks that they were saying made her inadequate in some way. Like
Yeah, the archetype.
she was a
Yeah.
little strange, but or like closed off, but he tries to approach her and she just dubs him instantly. And that's all I had on the bet. So,
Yeah, no doubt. Like just the way they were searching was funny. Like the like how they was eliminating people, girl digging in her booty. You know what I mean? Like just like it's just funny how they go through the search. It was funny, and it's just an interesting piece of Paul Walker's character Dean. Being the number two, he's been obviously friends with Zach for a while, and he's been the number two. There's always a number two in the crew, whether you like it or not. Somebody's gonna be number two. That's just how it goes. And so, but this is a disgruntled number two, and we're starting to get the big we're getting remnants of the number two really wanting to see your downfall and wanting to be number one. And respectively, when you look at it, it's like he could very well feel like I look better than you. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm nice looking too. Maybe he play on the sport team. Okay, I'm not the quarterback, but I'm not the class president. But but it's like you always count it out. We'll get to that a little bit later. Don't get me wrong. Like he's definitely out of pocket. I'm not excusing it, but I can see how somebody gets there. Let's just put it that way. Just without getting understanding. So, but yeah, I thought the bet was interesting, and it was a real character showcase with Dean. Like, cause like, bro, why are you going so hard to say, oh, you could create? Because in this, we can move on to where Ash is. It's interesting because the way Zach looks at it, he looks at it like he's Paris Morgan. Mm-hmm. And I'm tying it back, obviously, to Love Don't Cost a Thing. But is he though? Is he more popular than her?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I couldn't really figure that out. So I was trying to. But I guess, yeah, you're right. Because when they get to the voting, it was like, if she was that popular, like, then it wouldn't have been a close situation. So, yeah, that's fair enough. All right, Ash, so you want to get into the art show. Go for it.
You said, is he more popular than who?
Than his ex.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I thought you were saying Paris from, I was like, what?
Oh, well, I was referencing Paris Morgan. Like, remember she got Al, yeah. Alvin Johnson to be Al. And
then he became.
So he was like treating it like, oh, his ex was like, he's Paris Morgan. Like, I brought her up type deal.
Oh, yeah.
But like, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to your point with, what's Paul Walker's name? Dean, that we just talked about it. But yeah, to your point with Dean, like you said, you're both attractive dudes. So it's like, it didn't even like, we're hanging together, but you're all popular. So
yeah.
But you could, and maybe they've been friends through their whole time in school. I mean, it seemed like it was very like tenured friendship, or
Yeah, for sure.
So this is probably stemming back from early grade school. Maybe it took him longer to kind of get into his looks, or like for people to kind of, give him some play, like maybe with the women or anything. Cause yeah, like you're going a little too hard, like I said.
Boy.
Like you really like, this is a bet, but then it's kind of like, all right, you're really wanting him to not.
My downfall.
Yeah, you're now we're involving even more hurt. You know what I mean? It's already a terrible bet, but like Well, I know we'll get there with Lainey. Like, bro,
Oh man,
you're completely out the window.
That should have nullified the terms of the bet. Like,
absolutely.
telling her kind of made like now you've sabotaged me. So
Yeah, it's
that's
over with.
it should be null and void now.
Exactly.
That's like
The
Bobby
way
Brown. If Bobby Brown would have brought that to love and thin line between love and hate, like if he had brought that, you know, man, what's Lynn Whitfield's character in there? Brandy. If he had brought that, that killed the whole bet. They've been kept like, did he tell you he loved you? Like that killed the whole bet. So I just want to tie that in, but finish what you saying, Ash. My bad.
But yeah, I was just touching on what you were speaking on. But I don't have much about the art scene where obviously he links up with Lainey. He's saying he's into it. But I just had that this hacky sack scene was so trash. Like I remember on the rewind, I should have said that earlier, but I thought this was so intense back then. Like watching it, I was like, wow, they got the music playing, like this is intense, like it's a deeper meaning here. Like, I mean, he said some things. Everyone's counting on you, Zach. I mean, he said a few things, but that can kind of correlate into like, his acceptance letters and all that. But like when I watched it this time, I'm like, bro, this scene was trash. I'm like, that's the best you could come up with was a hacky sack. And everybody is just really like in awe looking at him. I'm glad Lady kept it a buck once they left. Like, no, really, how was it? Yeah, you were really bad. But I just wanted to point that out because, again, when I was younger, I felt differently. Like, I don't know why I thought it was this whole thing and, like, he's really into it. But this time, like, nah, it's trash.
It's crazy. I didn't feel that way. I still felt that it held up. Yeah, because the thing is, he's not an art dude. He's not an art dude at all. Like, he's finessing it like, oh, okay, I want to help on art because he's trying to win the bet. He's not an art dude. But what happened was you playing around, you messing around. Like, you know how people say, like, you playing with fire, you mess around, get burnt. So, like, you're playing, like, this lane, but then it kind of push you somewhere else you didn't realize. Like, you're making up stuff on the spot, but you didn't realize you're really expressing yourself in a place that you're letting people in on your inner thoughts. And it's like, you can't drop it. You can't drop it. No matter what, you can't drop it. And it speaks to the pressure. So yeah, it's not like intense like how we thought as a kid, but to me, it still resonates. Again, this is a rom-com. It's not meant to be overly serious, but I do think that what they were trying to put the medicine in the candy in this moment, I definitely think that it worked. He didn't have no art, nothing. He was just trying to show up, watch Lainey. He didn't have no idea they were going to bring him up there. It's like Good Burger, you know what I mean? When he had the yo-yo or whatever. Like, I didn't even know, bro. I was just going to witness, clap my hands, call it a day. Then it's like, I ain't got nothing to art. Oh, I got a hacky sack. But he turned around and flipped the hacky sack into a deeper meaning. You can say what you want, but
I feel like he was bullshitting. He was just winging
it. He was winging it, but you can still bullshit and it turned into some real shit. That happens.
I just don't think this was that moment. That's all.
Fair.
I disagree. I disagree. Yeah.
Fair. But I don't know that I believe that it was meant to be all that. I really think he was just trying not to embarrass himself on stage when he got called up. But
when he started,
he found meaning in it. I'm not saying that that can't be true. It didn't click that way for me.
See, here's what I'm saying. He was bullshitting until the music hit. Then it realized like, oh, they for real. Like, oh, he looking around like, oh, okay. And now he's doing this hacky sack thing. And then even when it finally dropped, it was like, I even if you want to say, okay, I bullshitted the whole time, I'm just doing my hacky sack thing. When it dropped, he had to come to the realization, even if you like, oh, it's bullshit. And then sometimes it drops. That was real shit. If nothing else, that right there was real. It's like, okay, then sometimes you just don't got it. So even if you want to say the whole scene is bullshit, you just watching them, he's just coming to support, trying to get the bet off. I feel like when the beanie dropped, even then. So, but I mean, it's a rom-com, but like I do think that there was something there. It still resonates for me, but I can see where y'all would say like, he's just finessing it, whatever. But the way he was excited after it is what made me like. You're not faking excitement post doing that. That's what I'm saying. So that's the only reason I feel like there's some validity in that scene because of the reaction after the fact.
I mean, I enjoyed him being excited afterwards. I enjoyed that scene after just the actual moment and performance. I mean, yeah, I mean, he said, "Don't let it drop. Don't let it drop." Sometimes it drops.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, I mean, I like the emotion after how he felt, you know. So, but it just didn't hit for me. That's all.
Fair enough. Yeah, I had some things about the whole Laney performance with the little people and all that. That was, you know, but anyway, I believe that. I'm gonna leave that there. What do you got next, Mia? My next is the party. So there's probably quite a gap between that. What do you have next? And I'll see what Ash you got next. Where do you want to go?
Well, I had the beach and then the party.
Oh, the beach. Okay, Ash, what about you?
Well, I actually have something about him hiding his acceptance letters from his dad. Just a little bit more into Zach himself. Like,
okay, go for it.
Yeah, I just because when I first watched it, I'm like, oh, he had the accept, like he got accepted and everything, and he's hiding, and his dad's like, dude, you ain't heard from nobody, you know, it's been long, and it just kind of took us in a little further. You know, he's more than what meets the eye. Like, first of all, he's smart. Half the time, sometimes, I mean, you're supposed to be a student athlete, but a lot of the times, you know, they may not be that smart, right? Or they're just letters are flooding. So I was like, wow, why is he hiding his letters? But then we come to find out, you know, he has different interests, but he has that pressure to follow his dad's footsteps or what he feels are the right steps that he needs to take. And he does say a line in here later, which I have in our later segment, that I like that he said to his father. But yeah, I just thought that was a little pivotal scene, just kind of taking into a deeper level with Zach on his true interests and passions and what his father felt like he should do. But he hasn't really, you can tell he's not confrontational. Like he didn't really, obviously he hasn't expressed these things to his father. But yeah, I had that in my notes. I thought that was an interesting moment.
He had like a Harvard acceptance letter. Like he was
he was number 4. I think he was number 4 in that class.
He did something like that, have the 4th highest GPA.
Mm-hmm.
So he was smart. I like his conversation he had later with his dad. I really like the thing that his dad said to him. Like,
he said some good stuff too. Yeah,
future's gonna happen.
Yeah,
no matter what. Because I think Zach was avoiding making decisions for himself. And that was a thing that a lot of people brought up to him throughout the course of the movie. It's like, you have to make a choice. Like, you have to make decisions.
I don't know. I just, the execution wasn't there for me. Like, I feel like what they were trying to go for was there, but it's just, I'm sorry.
They didn't let us in enough, probably on that side of
this is a rom-com, but like y'all chose to take that liberty to kind of create, okay, Lainey's issue was totally different from your issue. Lainey lost her mother, and so there's always this empty void in her spirit, and it caused her to be kind of like sometimes in the dark void. But then yours is like, oh, I'm the pressures of pleasing my father. It just felt like, and I ain't trying to put our lenses on in the year that we're in, but it just felt like, get over it, bro. Just pick something. Like you 18, bro. Like, I don't know. And it could be because I mean I look like I look, you know, we are us, you know what I mean? So black
Different
people,
demographic.
our demographic. So it's just kind of like, bro, you're 18. Like you ain't, what are you gonna tell me? But it just felt like this is not a struggle. Like, Dad, I want to go somewhere else. Just go somewhere else, bro. Like, I don't know.
Like, you got
The
into Harvard.
execution for me, that's where you realize, okay, this is definitely a specific demographic because it did not resonate for me. His plight, his struggle, bro. Like, what? I remember telling my mama, like, bro, I don't want to go to college. She hated it. She kept forcing it. I was like, I'm not going to college. And she had to embrace it until eventually I did change my mind. But that was the reality. It's like, I don't want to go to college, you know, because I don't like school. And that's what it is. But again, that's a different experience in that sense. So the execution was, I mean, the execution could have been there. It's just, I didn't relate to it. That's probably more of the thing.
So I will say one thing that I did have is like the side plots as far as their personal lives didn't really hit as much as the main story about them together and the bet. Like hers maybe a little bit more, but I don't know. I agree in the sense I don't think his story connected with me. Like his conflict, his personal
Yeah,
conflict
exactly.
connect for me. It was kind of like, okay, boy, rich people problems. You got into too many colleges.
Exactly.
Oh, whoop-de-doo. Your dad wants you to go to Dartmouth. Oh, boo-hoo. So sad.
Okay, so anything else before we get to the party?
I mean, we could talk about the beach and Dean being a douchebag when she takes off her little overalls and she has on her black one-piece swimming suit that is very much her style. But if I look at the Bobos on Super Freak,
You talking about the beach?
yeah,
Okay.
like, but you see in that scene, like what I was just what I noticed from this scene going into the party. Lainey can low-key hold her own because she wasn't
Yeah.
letting homegirl Chandler, come at her neck. But she's like, I've seen you in gym. You run like a girl. I am a girl. You know what I mean? Obviously, I don't. Like she was
Yeah.
ready. She wanted the smoke.
Yeah.
But she wasn't very athletic as we saw, but she was brave. She did her thing. She did something. But then they invite her to the party and
Well, I like Katie in that moment, which is Gabrielle's character. Like, she's like, you know what? I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta be. You don't have to follow suit with what all your friends are doing, or like you can be your own person. Like, you're not always gonna want to do the same thing just because we like a clique or whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm still my own person with my own opinions of
Yeah.
who I want to be around. So
yeah.
I want to be active. Like I
right.
get I'm pretty, but I want to play.
Period.
That's a great point, Ash. Like, yeah,
I know, right?
I like that. I like that. So getting into the party after the beach scene, like he was like, "Yo, you coming to the party?" She's like, "All right." She basically like, I told them that just because I wanted to save face, but I got to clean up the crib." And Zach does this big one. He pretty much gets the junior varsity squad to come through and clean up the crib. You know what I mean? Like, I'll get this done because I got things to do. Of course, like and so what do y'all want to get into? So pretty much after that, like Dean having the squad clean up, she get the dress, she comes down the stairs, she now she's in her bag. She's obviously cute, it's a given. And now they head to the party. What do y'all want to get into? What stood out to y'all when we get to the party scene? Because this has definitely got to be Lainey's first and only party.
Oh, for sure. Can we talk about quickly Mackenzie, Zach's little sister, coming over to help her get ready. And would you trust somebody just to cut your hair? Just some random teenage girl. Just
That is crazy. That might
Right.
be in your later section. I feel like you need to.
it's not that I'm saying that I didn't think they got it right. It's just me personally. And again,
It could be a cultural thing.
cultural thing. It could be, for certain demographics of people whose hair grow like that, they might be like,
That's
whatever.
true.
Oh, however, I just met you, girl. I don't know you. But anyway,
I don't know you like that.
the party, Ash, what you
Not too much. I said Preston's crib, you know what I'm saying? The boy was well off. Parents were doing well. And Brock is there. His song comes on. He got on this dang on silky shirt and he's getting to it. But a part that I liked was the face on Preston. When Brock did that flip off his back and Preston lift up, if he didn't give him the meanest mug, dude, I was rolling. It reminded me of Martin and House Party when they kept bumping the DJ table. You bump the table again, I'll kick your freaking heart out. Like, that's how Preston was looking at when he lifted up and this dude had flipped on his back.
He
And
was
his young
heated.
crib, he was like hot. He was hot. But
I love that.
yeah, I mean the party was a bunch of rich kids, then you got Misty in the bathroom, drunk. And she's still, bro, you still playing with me. See, this is why Lainey had to do what she had to do in her Lainey fashion, because you're drunk as hell and you still talking shit. Like,
Like
how does
super
it feel?
shady.
Like, what? She trying to help you out, bro. Like, yeah, she was definitely out of pocket and I'm about over her. But
Clown makeup for a clown because you're a clown.
period. Clown activity all day.
You're it.
That was good.
Bozo.
Red nose.
Ronald. Real Ronald.
Golden arches.
For real. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, head ass. But let me move on. But we'll go on a whole other 2-minute rant. But yeah, she got what she deserved. Like listen, as much as we don't like this character, Ash, you may not. I don't know. I don't know if you can or can't relate to this, but Mia, have you ever been in this state of mind? Have you ever been in this state of like, I definitely took it too far, and I'm here right now. Like where she was in that moment, not like her actions, but like her state of mind, because she definitely indulged. Have you been in this place?
Been wasted like that?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes, I've definitely been there. Like,
bro, remember because of you and my sister-in-law.
It was your birthday and you wanted that. So don't get it twisted.
Anytime I've been like out of it, I was with you and your wife.
It was your birthday. That was the only time.
Well, this was 2 times. I remember it. Just
what's the second time?
The first when I got my tattoo, my 21st birthday.
Okay,
remember y'all, and then we went back to the crib. We had like a kickback, and I was just mixing drinks, all light, dark, all type of. Y'all had me out here.
No,
y'all had me looking bad.
No,
and then
you were making liquid courage decisions.
But you're supposed to stop me, bro. Like,
well, I was trying to, but you was like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." You know how it is. Like you're trying to.
I don't remember that.
Exactly. That's the point. You were on the summer vibes, like your background. What's the second time?
Your house out here when we were doing karaoke and we had to go to church the next morning.
And the apartment?
No, your house on Ireland. Remember I came over, I spent the night. We were doing karaoke. I was rapping.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember that one. That was before the other
Oh, that
one.
was after, bro.
No. When we stayed on there, that was before
Well, both times were with you. So
you're right because
yeah, I was older, dude.
You're right because
And I was
we moved from
rapping.
apartments. That was our first house. You're right. Okay, fair enough.
And I was freestyling and all type of. That's all I remember.
Yeah, it was, and that is all that I remember.
So I blame you, man.
Nah, you can't blame us. You got you. Hey, you're a grown woman. You make your own decisions.
Man, at least I was at a safe place, you know.
No, you was taken care of. Like we were never gonna let you like get crazy. I mean, you might have a little hangover, but that's once in a lifetime. You know what I mean? Like you ain't got it. Like that's not an everyday thing. But yeah, sure. We definitely gonna, even if you're gonna be hungover, we're gonna take care of you. Make sure you ain't get too far out of pocket. So yeah, but that's fine. We'll take that. We'll take that on the chin.
Yeah.
As far as Lainey at the party, and just the whole party, Taylor pulls up to the party with Real World Shawty, and Real World Shawty gets his groove on. This man, he is totally the person that thinks like, yo, I'm about to rip it, I'm about to kill it. This is your home girl in your friend group. This is this is your bro that's in your friend group. It's like, bro, come on, my bro, I'm about to watch this. You're like, nah, bro, this is not the time. Like, this is not the type of party. He's definitely that Real World Shawty that was Taylor's boyfriend. He didn't get the memo, and he thought he was hot. He wasn't. Yeah, there was a comment that was made in this episode, in this part of it, but Taylor Line pours the drink all over Lainey, and then shakes the cup to make sure that it's all in her bra. That was crazy. Like, I'm sorry. Like, bro, disrespectful. Let me make sure every drip is out of this wine glass. Make sure not only did I spill it on purpose, but I want to make sure I empty the cup.
It would have been Harriet the Spy. You hear me? Slapping her.
This is where Lainey lost me. Because baby girl,
exactly. Where
are you crying? If you don't swing, what are you doing?
You're already here now. You're already here. He's like, this is why I don't want to be around you people. Like, bro, you already here now. What are we talking about?
You she spilled a drink on your dress and you run away. Oh, you're not gonna cry, are you, girl?
Yeah, were they singers in high school?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Oh, Lainey.
She lost me here too.
You remember, she's never been in this type of situation. So
you ain't got no rage in you,
right?
No
aggression. Oh no, like
she went to the you people conversation though. Like, bruh, like if you were bold enough to let Zach pull up, get you a dress, and you were bold enough to put the dress on, take the glasses off, put the contacts in, put the heels on, walk down the stairs, and roll with him in his Jeep. Come on, bro. Like, come on, dog.
And you just made a clown out of the clown. So
that's what I'm saying. Her confidence was up. That's why that part of it kind of don't register for me.
It doesn't for me in the sense that I didn't think that she cared what they thought about her. Like, I really didn't think
exactly
was the type of person who, like, I would have preferred her telling Taylor about herself. Like, girl, that's why you peaked in high school. You're not going to be shit after this. I'm going to art school and you're going to be working at, you're
going to pump my gas one day. That's all right. That's okay. You're gonna pump my gas one day. No, I'm with you. I think that tracks a little bit more. I mean, here, let me ask this real quick. If we can move on, because I don't want to be too long with it. But do you think the embarrassment fit her reaction? Like, because this is unfamiliar territory for her. She's not a popular girl. She's not an it girl. She's a nerd. She's an artsy girl. She felt like an outsider, similar to Joe Goldberg. Um, and she's now in the in crowd. She looks pretty enough according to the most popular guy. But this moment right here, everything, the music cuts, it's silent, and everybody sees you, and she just poured her drink all on your dress that he bought you. Does it fit the bill a little bit? That's the part I was trying to wrestle with. I think that I need a woman's perspective because I think as a man, I don't know if I have the right gauge for it.
I mean, she probably wasn't. I mean, there's some embarrassment, of course. I mean, like, she not only did you spill the drink, you ruined my fit, but you're also still talking shit to like, she's still like me just said, like, you didn't think you just became popular, so you're still like, you did the act and you're still like trying to talk down on me and everybody's looking. So I'm sure I mean, in that moment, there's going to be some embarrassment. That's when you embarrass her and whoop that ass. But yeah, I don't know.
And then, well, it didn't even have to be like like, I just feel like you could have said something. Stand up for
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because the
See,
cry in the car just wasn't.
she must have just found her like really intimidating. Like that's the only thing I can assume. Like you thought she was just so pretty, she was so strong, so bold that in comparison to what you felt about yourself, that's the only thing I could think of. Your insecurity, she triggered your insecurities. Just she might just been that one individual that like for whatever reason that's what it feels. But um I don't really have nothing else. The only thing I have is the bet being bombed, the bomb being dropped, obviously by Dean. That's the last thing I have. I don't know, Ash. What else you got on your
Um, did we talk about Lainey as a person? Like, did we talk
No,
about her and Zach or anything?
no, I didn't. I did. So if you want to get into that, you can.
It's kind of going backwards at this point, but
That's fine. But if you want to give some, I mean, you remember
I
we
think
talk about this movie one time and then that's it. So
I
don't.
think I said a little something. You might have been away for a second.
Okay.
Uh, but I really just was talking about meeting Lainey and like her and her dynamic with her family, her mom being gone. But there's still much more to say about her.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, how about y'all get into it?
yeah, I mean, she was so independent. Like, I mean, she was really protective of Simon, her brother. Like, I like that about her. And like I said, obviously they lost their mom, and so her dad, they're a team, as he put it. And I had in my notes about the pops on flexing real quick too. Like he was saying something about being a pool guy is not considered like, a good job. But he was like, he owns his own company, he owns his house. Like
Yeah.
I like that moment enough that I put it in my notes because I'm like, bro, you know what I mean? That's really the dream. Like, yeah, the job title, people so focused, like, bro, I'm out here owning. You know what I mean? I'm doing my own thing, taking care of
And
my
I'm
family.
and I'm doing it and I don't have to pay a bunch of employees. I'm turning a
Exactly.
profit. We live out here in this nice neighborhood. Everybody has a pool. Who do you
Yeah,
think is servicing all of these people?
exactly. That's why I was like, shout out to the pops. I had to put that in there. But yeah, Lainey, I like Lainey. She was going through her self-discovery process and her acceptance. And um I
I
think the makeover made her, I think it was boosting her confidence. And I think it was allowing her to learn that she deserves to be seen and loved just the way she is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I kind of had her and Zach just like together, but I mean, we kind of already talked about how Zach is. But I just love the character arc of both of them because
Mhm.
they have their own arc. So I just thought that was pretty dope. Um, but aside from that,
So I'll jump in and just
okay,
say, I think like, of course, the loss of her mom at a young age, she never had anybody teach her how to do the girly things and
yeah,
be feminine or
hmm
anything like that. She kind of retreated into her art, taking care of her dad and her brother. Um, and she was super reclusive. And what I like about their character arcs is I think she had to be so independent that it taught Zach that he could make his own choices because she didn't have a choice in a way. She had to stand on her own in a lot of ways where he was kind of waiting for life to happen to him, making excuses for why he couldn't make a choice
Right.
under the pressure. And um, I think at the end, both of them kind of came to the conclusion that it's really up to you. It's not about what anybody else thinks. It's, you have to make your own choices. Um, Other than that, though, I did want to have a brief little discussion about Dean and the prom.
Okay.
The fact that first of all, the fact that he even invited her to prom, blowing, like, just sabotaging the bet that you made is crazy. And thinking that you were about to take her to a hotel room and get some, which, like, Dean, come on, man.
I think
Lady was not the woman that was about to give you some, bro. Like, are you
I have
serious?
had 2 conversations. You invited her to prom and you thought that this girl was gonna let you take her to a hotel, and that's why she blew out your eardrum.
Well, he
it's a,
spent 300 too. Crazy.
yeah, in the 90s, late 90s. You know, the interesting thing when it comes to that, he blew the bet on that, but I think that he knew it never was really about the bet. He was trying to, the deeper thing of it, I think Dean just wanted to be recognized, bro. Like he was the number 2. He felt overlooked. All this, he didn't go about it the right way. He
He
definitely
wanted to
trash.
humble Zach.
He wanted to humble Zach. Like that. That was the whole thing. It's like, yeah, I'll come back to. I'll come back to
I
that
really
later.
like this girl.
Yeah,
Bro.
but yeah, he was. If this girl, you built her up just so I can. I mean, it's similar. Again, this is crazy how much this calls back to love don't
I
cost a
build
thing.
you up.
But like, love don't cost a thing. Like her homegirl, like that, with the chest was like, yo, this ain't Burger King. You can't have it your way. Like, you feel me? Like she was like, look, this is what it is. Like, you mess around, playing around. Like, hey, I'm trying to get with Al. I'm trying to see what's up.
She was with it.
She was definitely with it. She definitely had that money. So, but nah. So yeah, it resonates. But yeah. So yeah, that's kind of all I got is as far as him breaking the bet or whatever. I don't have anything else. Anything I got left of She's All That?
So what we were talking about earlier, when I said there was only one scene that I was like, oh Lord, when I was watching, is the dance break at the prom. And when I was a kid, I used to rewind this scene and watch it over and over, and I loved it so much. And for some reason, I don't know why, as an adult watching this back, I had the most incredible case of secondhand embarrassment because I'm like, what are y'all doing? This is ridiculous. Like, I get the concept. Okay, dance club, y'all are gonna do your dance that you learned at prom, but it was just the the mannerisms of the dancers. Usher was really cute. He was doing his thing in the
Of
DJ.
course.
I loved him. 10 out of 10, no notes. But the dancers on the floor, what are we doing? It was the one white guy with the white, like, little cummerbund
The
situation.
cummerbund, crazy. I was in a choir in school and we had the cummerbunds. Them joints.
Like, he was doing the most. And I was like, oh, this is so cringy, but it's the 90s, man. What can you do?
I'll be honest, 99, I'm calling this the 2000s, to be honest. This movie is 2000s. I was gonna ask y'all that, like, is this more 90s or 2000s? And to me, it's more 2000s.
I see it very 90s.
Yeah, I go 90s as well.
What
And the
about
fact
this that
that
makes it
y'all
90s? Why is this 90s to y'all?
MTV Spring Break, The Real World,
Real
the
world, okay,
the
that's
the
fair.
fashions,
hey,
the
That's 2000 though. That fashion
the
is like,
real world was my stuff
but
too.
I'm
I
saying
was
that
it very
because the
much
color.
gave.
Look at how the color looks. The joke style, like
I
it
don't
happened to come
know.
out in
It gave
99.
very
Like
much. I feel like if you want to talk about 2000s, I'm looking more like maybe like Mean Girls gives 2000s. She's All That gives 90s.
no, she's all that gives the OG of what all of the movies after this come. Like we talk about John Tucker Must Die, and you know Mean Girls. To me, in my opinion, let me see. I'm just gonna type in 2000s rom coms. But go ahead. Why you whatever you was talking about before.
Like there's something just very 90s about this movie. I think, and that's what I love about this and like a Clueless. I
Mhm.
think it still has that like especially like the art scene, it just very 90s to me. Just everything about it screams 90s. The
That's
hairstyles the girls were wearing, the it was just very 90s.
I
The
just
prom dresses were giving 90s.
I
The roller skating through the cafeteria was it just was very 90s to me. When I think of 2000s, I'm thinking like the beginning of the the millennial era where now
see.
we have like Mean Girls where they have like they have it's a little bit more this is gonna the velour tracksuits
Yeah,
or
it's tracksuits, the trends. Yeah.
uh
It's fresh. Like it kind of feels
Well,
dated.
here's the thing.
the cell phones more so. Like you didn't see anybody with a cell phone in this movie. It was very
Yeah.
90s.
But they didn't put. But here's the thing that to me it's not really 90s because there was one thing I don't remember who I heard it from as far as a very notable person in the industry, but they like we like to go from like every decade from the 0 to the 9. But they say that's not really how it works because if you watch a movie that came out in like 1990 or 91, it still kind of looks like the 80s until you get to a certain year before it's like, oh, okay, now we're in the 90s because they're still
So now you're
following.
contradicting yourself
How am I contradicting myself?
because this is 99.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, when we look at this film, like everything in the 2000s pulls from this. So I don't know. I just feel like the 2000s, this
So
was
from
like
what
the
you're saying, it would be movies from the early 2000s give more 90s, but you're saying that this movie from 99 gives more 2000s.
I don't know. I guess when I watch this movie, I don't feel 90s, I guess. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you're right as far as what you're saying. Like, I can see where it's like, oh, okay, well,
Like,
which one is it? But this movie, it is like, okay, so Sopranos, it
like
came
even
out
Bring It On came out in 2000, right?
right.
And if you watch that, there's still something very 90s about it.
Well, see, it's hard because it's like I guess what I'm saying is, and that might be a conversation that we can have, but like when we talk 90s, what version of the 90s are we referring to? Because there's the early 90s and late 90s. So if we're saying like because late 90s is kind of that's why the person that I forget who I heard it might be like a 90210 podcast, but they were talking about like you look at 90 to 99, 80 to 89, but really it's 85 to 95, and then it's like that's the way they gauged it. It was like a fashion set designer or something like that, and they were going into a little bit of that. But I don't know. It's like you said. Okay, if we're going because Sopranos came out in 1999, but the pilot was shot in 1997. But majority of the show is 2000s. It goes all the way to like 2006, 2007. So it's like, is it really a 90s show because the first season came out in 99?
Different because that's a TV show. It progresses over time. Like with this, the movie was likely shot in because it came out January 1999. It was
Okay,
likely
so
shot
like 98.
2000, I mean 1998, 97, 98. Um, because principal photography, if a movie comes out winter 1999, it was likely shot summer 1997 because you have promo, you have post-production, blah 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 blah. So I think it still has a very 90s feel to it. Like
I guess I got to see some other
I
90s movies that came
remember
out.
what I remember about the transition into the millennium, that was a thing that after that, the styling kind of changed over a little bit. Moving from the 90s into 2000s, there was like a shift in culture.
Yeah. But I feel like, don't you
But I
feel
don't
like
feel
this
like
was a part of that?
I don't think this had that shift in culture. It still felt very much pre-millennium 1999.
I'm with you when you say that, like, okay, this is 90s, so I can concede in that, but I do feel like this was like one of the early remnants of like kind of sowing the seed of what the 2000s were going to be, because this is a movie to me that feels ahead of its time, to me personally, outside of the trope side of it, but like the joke style, like, because there was a moment where Taylor had said something about like this ass joke, and then it was
Up my ass.
yeah, that joke was like, okay, that felt very further out than where they were in that time. But so I think you make a great
I
point.
have to disagree. Have you ever seen Cruel Intentions?
I have, yeah.
It's very much
I thought about bringing that to the fold, to be
like I
honest.
think that if anything, I feel like the jokes in the 90s were a little bit more raunchy, like not raunchier because when you get into the 2000s, I think, like you said, it set a stage for what would come, but not in the sense that it feels like it's of the era
Right.
that it's setting the stage for. More so, this is like a groundwork for the teen movie. And
Okay.
what came after it had more of a 2000s vibe, but this is kind of like I feel like this Varsity Blues, which came out the same year,
Mm-hmm.
10 Things I Hate About You, all of those still really feel like the 90s to me. And when you make that transition to Bring It On in 2000, it feels like that's where it starts to shift into a more modern like space.
We gonna have that. We're gonna figure out how to have that conversation, because you're right as far as what you're saying. I just want to figure out where the distinctions are, that where the shift
This is a
exists.
conversation that we could
Yeah.
just
We're not gonna have it here. We're not gonna have it here at this present moment. But you're making a great point, and now you make me want to have that discussion. And like, okay, let's see the distinctions, because we got this 99, Bringing On 2000. So Bringing On is probably shot in 99. This is probably shot in 98. So how did we going into Y2K, Y2, K and all that? So yeah, we're gonna have that discussion. I think you make some great points. But okay, I can see that. This is kind of the maximized version of the 90s before we get into, oh, they could do that in the 90s. This is what we do in the 2000s. So I feel where you're coming from. That's fair. All right. Well, Ash, character. Or is there anything else, any other scenes, anything else you want to talk about before we get into the characters you can relate to or identify with the most?
Nope.
All right. Well, then, what character can you relate to and identify with the most?
I went with Katie, Gabrielle Union's character. She's very observant but honest, and unlike Taylor, she wasn't like just cruel. She was more aware of people's feelings, I felt like, and she called things as she saw them. I think she was a supportive friend, but not a follower. And so I think
Absolutely.
that definitely aligns with me. Like, I'm gonna do me, but I support you, but if I don't agree with something or I don't like how you moving, I'm not gonna move like that just to kind of stay your friend or in this type of like group. That's just not me. So yeah, I had to go with Katie.
Okay. I like the deep pool. What
Hmm.
about you, Meg G?
I
Character you
also
relate to the most?
I also said Katie.
Oh,
I did. Here.
we
But
here.
because I feel like I really hate Mean Girls. Like I don't like no pun, not the movie, but Mean Girls in real life. I do not vibe with that. If I feel like one of my friends is being a mean girl, I'm gonna tell her about herself. If I feel like I'm around mean girl energy, I'm gonna remove myself. I don't like that. I also feel like Katie was the type of person, and I feel like I'm a lot this way. When I see somebody who feels uncomfortable or somebody new and bring brought into my circles, I like to try to make them feel welcome and comfortable. Never want like she wanted Lainey to feel like, hey girl, and it was never giving mean girl. It was always Taylor is on some BS. Why like
Mm-hmm.
I don't like her energy. She's the one who voted, nominated Lainey because you could tell she was just genuinely like, she saw that Lainey just wanted, she just needed some friends. She was just wanting to be
Hmm.
friendly. It wasn't ever giving. And she checked all her friends every time they started to get on that Taylor train or mean girl thing. And I love that about her and I relate.
Mm. For me, the character I can relate to or identify with the most is Dean. I was like, oh, what do you mean? The Paul Walker character? Yeah. Uh it's not everything. It's not 100%. But just being the number two, you know, sometimes you think when you see number two, you're like, oh, you one away from one. But sometimes being the number two, there's quite the gap between number two and number one. And every place you go and every place you do, when y'all are crew, when y'all are bros, when y'all hanging, sometimes being that number two, being second best, you might as well be last because you feel overlooked, you feel unidentified, you don't necessarily feel attractive, you don't feel great, you might as well be last. You're like, oh, I'm number two in the group, but you might be in a group of three. You know what I mean? Like people think, oh, number two is great. That's like in a group of 8 people though. Like, oh, okay, I'm right after. So if he gets chose, I'm right after him. I'm the next best. But if you're in a small group, you might as well be last. So I can understand that aspect of Dean. However, like he did a lot of unexcusable things that was not something I connect with. So I didn't connect with a lot of like the trying to backdoor and pursue Lainey like on some like I'm trying to show you I'm better than you, and if I can get her, I win just off of that. Not necessarily bet, but I'm better. That part. So, but like outside of that, just like you could tell there was some internal undertone feelings that he had of just being that. So that part I relate to. However, the actions that came after, no sir. So I had to really dig deep and find that connection. But um get to stepping. Character that you could do without. Ash. You got anybody?
I Misty. I mean, the paint scene that Lainey got busy, that was cool, but really, she wasn't really needed. Like,
Misty. What's wrong, Misty?
um, the art class chick and the drunk, she was drunk at the
Oh
party.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I ain't need her. She can get the stepping.
Mm. Meg G.
I actually said Alex. Like I love Kimmy, don't get me wrong. I love me some little Kim, but I don't necessarily think
She's
her
still a
character added to the story. She was just cute and there. Just another extra friend, but I think everything she did or said could have been done by Chandler or Katie.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
it was
true.
just a cute little cameo, but it wasn't necessary to the story for me.
I was gonna say her too, but I was like, nah, I want to keep her. But no, she was this close to being my choice.
I didn't have nobody originally, but y'all make some compelling points, so I'm gonna go with the little brother. We don't really need the little brother. Like he didn't change anything. We had one moment was like, oh, don't call her no more asshole, but like it's like we don't really need the brother. It's really about the father being a lackluster father. So for me, the little brother, if we didn't have him, it don't change anything with her relationship other than, oh, I'm gonna be here all day and I'm gonna play 64 or PlayStation or whatever the system they was playing. Like outside of that, it's like we really don't need the brother. Like he's a great annoying kid. I feel like he's played this in another movie as well. I can't quite recall, but yeah, we don't really need him.
Probably Home Alone.
Home
1
Alone.
or 2.
Okay. Well, home. Oh, he was okay because he's related to Macaulay, right?
He's Macaulay's little brother.
I don't
He's
think he looks just like him, dude.
Oh, I said he's still active now, ain't he?
Oh yeah, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, I seen him on. I
Oscars,
think
too.
actors or whatever. Yeah, he was talking to my guy, Coleman Domingo. Yeah. All right. Lines that deserve to be slimed. Mig G, what you got?
Okay, so I had the jump up my ass, Zach. Been there, done that.
Got
Uh,
off.
I had his dad owns Harrison Ford. The actor, no, the car dealership. And then I had oh I had I feel just like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, except for the whole hooker thing.
Come on now. Come on. Ash.
Yeah, I have a few. A lot from Zach actually, but Taylor, I mean, you didn't honestly think I would leave for college still dating you, did you? Oh my God, you did. That's so sweet. Lainey, I have the 4th highest GPA in class. There was major wiggage. And he said this, I know the world has its problems, but would it kill you to smile once in a while? It was a deep cut. And that's it.
I have well. Check who's back from spring break looking all fine and shit. That was from Dean. Spare me the whack shit about being replaceable. We're talking about Taylor Vaughn here. Have you made a decision, sir? Yes. Supersize my balls. Ash had it, you were wigging. I don't wig. Major wiggage. I had the same thing. Sometimes when you open up to people, you let the bad end with the good. That was a Zach quote. And lastly, oh, you didn't think I became popular. You didn't think you became popular for real, did you? Oh, that's so sweet. That. Man, bro, I got to do real damage to you, like doing that, because you making me feel everything right now. I'm gonna start with you, Mia. Things you would change about the movie, or things that they didn't get right. In your
I do
opinion.
have a favorite song too.
Oh, I do too.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm damn near about to take the segment out, but I'll let y'all get it off here. But this probably gonna be it. Like I'm gonna keep it a beat. Like it's out of here after this. We'll go for it.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Whoever.
Oh,
yeah, whoever.
Kiss
yeah.
Me by Sixpence None the Richer. Kiss me. Yeah, I like that.
This song is in a lot
that's
of my
that,
favorite rom-coms. It's in like 3 of my
Yeah,
That's a great song.
favorite.
That's a great
it
point.
is.
That's a rom-com song. I had Give It to Me Baby by Rick James, but also I
Rick
had
James.
a second or an honorable mention. The prom song is called The Rockefeller Skank.
Dang it.
Okay. And then what I would change about the movie, you know, I won't say that I'll change anything about the movie just because things that I feel were a little unrealistic, but I wouldn't change them just because it is what it is.
Okay. Ash.
I have the same. I accepted for where it's at, so I didn't have anything either.
Y'all know me, so obviously I got things. All right. Firstly, Preston, the black friend. One, he doesn't look like a high schooler. And if he is, he's a time traveler from the 70s with that afro. Come on, y'all. How is he supposed to be one of the cool guys with that afro? Knock it off. Secondly, on the not black dudes doing a cipher about Laney and Taylor. Come on, bro. This is not what we do. You can always tell when there isn't a black writer in the room. Moments like these. The rapper, oh, and Laney, all that.
I didn't like that part, but that's one of the things I'm like, it was part of the movie, like them rap, but I didn't like it. It was very cringe.
I looked it up. I said, this is how you know when you don't have, I think Shyamalan or whoever, he's like a big writer or whatever, and then there's another white dude or whatever. But like, this is how you could tell when there's not black writers, because it's like I do things and I don't understand the layers. So that's trash. Knock it off. And lastly, Dean, Paul Walker's character is doing a spot on, and I gotta say this, and y'all that know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. Dean is doing a spot on impression of Steve Sanders from 90210. This is exactly, y'all go watch clips of Steve Sanders from 902. He's, come on, bro. Hey, no, it's not even like that, bro. I'm telling you, man, it's exactly like Steve Sanders. And 90210 came out in 89, 90. This movie came out in 99. Bro, it's a spot on impression of Steve Sanders. Like, it's not he ain't miss a beat, nothing. Now, I'm not saying he watched it and seen it, but bruh, y'all go back and check out Steve Sanders and y'all tell me what y'all think. But that bothered me a lot. Like, I like, it's overly bro. It's overly, so it like definitely the inspiration was heavily affected here. More of the story, in your opinion, Ash Bash.
Yeah, it's short and sweet. Embrace who you really are. I think this movie really honed in quite a bit on like trying to shed superficiality and just kind of really hone in on who you really are and what you're trying to do. So that's what I had.
Mig G.
And I just had the future is going to happen whether you're ready for it or not. So you have to make decisions.
Fair enough. More of the story for me. Looks matter. Looks matter. Be the best version of yourself. I'm not saying you got to be the finest thing walking in, but like be the best version of yourself. Like Laney found out quickly, like, oh, you cute. Not only did you get pursued, I mean, we get us a bet, whatever, yada yada yada, but he caught feelings. You got pursued by Zach, but you also got pursued by Dean. Like you was like, oh, I didn't want to do content. I don't want to take that. But looks matter. You could be a great artist and be deep, but looks matter. I'm saying you got to impress nobody, but like, are you truly taking advantage of being the best version of yourself? I'm a person that, as a heavy proponent, I've had so many different hairstyles just because I'm trying to always pursue. Let me see. Is this my best version of myself at this current moment? So looks matter. Hate it or love it, they matter. People don't gotta like it, but it's a fact and it's the reality that we live in.
Okay, Bo.
Look at it. Look, you you getting triggered right now.
I just
Am I lying?
different discussion for a different day.
Fair enough. All right. With that being said, we have not discussed. We have not had a conversation. We have not had a text message. The next pick is on Mia G. So without further ado, the floor is yours. This is the big reveal. Me and Ash do not have an idea at all what's our next summer, summertime film that we're gonna do. Because that's what we're in. Summertime vibes, summertime feeling, summertime aesthetic. So without further ado, Mia G, the floor is yours.
Oh my. I went back and forth a lot. Oh, there's so many. Oh, I had so many choices. But this pick, Ash, kind of set me in the high school direction. And it wouldn't be me if I didn't add a little darkness to the category.
Darkness.
Little darkness. If I didn't make it a little uncomfortable for everybody, I gotta make you feel something, you know?
Oh no, not
So,
the hair rub. No.
and I am curious to know if either of you have seen this 2003 film that goes by the name 13.
Jim Carrey?
No.
Oh, that's 23, maybe.
I don't know. Let me look.
13?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait.
No. I don't think I have. It's got 50 in it?
No.
Oh, wait, I'm tripping. I don't think I've seen it.
Type out the word 13. 2000.
Oh, I have not seen this. No. Wow. I'm looking at the movie poster. I have not seen this. Okay, give us a little bit of a synopsis and give us how you came to this conclusion.
Well, we get into my bad, y'all.
It's okay.
So coming off of She's All That, a happy, summery teen movie, I said, where can I go that takes us to the opposite end of this spectrum? And 13 is a movie about how an innocent girl or innocent child in any case around that age can fall in with the wrong crowd and how quickly it can change the trajectory of their life, their personality, and what have you.
Okay, I'm excited. Like I love when we get movie picks that we haven't seen because it's like it's such a full journey, and a review is so off. I mean, everything we do is authentic, but you get even more of a authentic sense that you have no history with it. So I'm very excited about this. Ash, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm excited too. We leave it to Mia G to always put a twist on it. So yeah, I'm excited, and I know she always likes to hear what we think.
You really just made it even harder for me because I had an idea where I was gonna go, but your twist was so crazy. Now I gotta pull a Goofy movie vibe like you did with us, because you said, okay, I gotta figure out somewhere in the middle. So now you didn't make. Thank you, Mia, for making it hard for me to find our film. But nonetheless, we're excited to see 13. I'm looking forward to it. Do you know where it's streaming at all? Or
you can watch it on Amazon on Prime Video. I do think it's a $3.75, but
okay,
you might be able to find it on YouTube too.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
It's a deep cut. It's OG.
Yeah, and it came out in 03? Okay,
Yep.
So. Well, yeah, I know that's our next movie, 13. Mia G. We still in our summer vibe month, so I can't wait to watch this as well as Ash. We're gonna all rewatch this and see what we feel about it. But y'all, thank y'all for tuning in, man. This is summertime, man. Enjoy some sun, enjoy some tans. For those that are not like us, has the same melanin. So enjoy some tanning, enjoy some beach vibes, enjoy all of that good stuff before the school year starts up again. You know, we are the Stoop Kids, so that's what we do. Y'all reach out to us, childishgrownups3@gmail.com. Reach out to us on Instagram, The Childish Grown Up Show, no spaces. We appreciate y'all. Mia G, Ash Bash, wonderful job. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace out.